I'll pick up on the end of it. I'm now on the path where you come off the bridge. You got a good view. I probably would have just walked this far and turned back, but they probably would have allowed me to video, but I walked right past those guys when I was videoing. There's no signs, but that's okay. You see a little different view here. Now, that you're seeing the Jersey side right there, and then you have New York City right here. You got a good view. That's the Jersey side. And I'll talk a little bit more, and it says Harlem Drive. Now, a few years ago when I walked it, I walked through Harlem, and then was heading, you could walk to Times Square from here. It would be a little bit of a walk, but I walked that distance, see how quick those bikes go. And this is narrow here. But a few years ago I walked that far. Let me make a few more comments. That way you get some good view here. That's my home area in the background. That will cover the last chapter of Matthew. I mean, I started it. So Jesus is raised from the dead. The disciples are told they're going to see him in Galilee. And then he gives them the instructions right at the end of the gospel, and we call that the Great Commission. And he says, go into all the world, preach the gospel, the good news to every creature, baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world, the end of the age. The mission of the church. A few years ago when I walked the bridge, which I like doing a regular tradition now when I'm back here, I remember that I talked about the history of the church. Somehow I can remember that. But what happened at the end of the gospel and the beginning of the book of Acts, which I'm teaching right now, is the believers went forth and they spread that message. They spread the message, the simple gospel, which Paul says in 1 Corinthians 15, is the death, the burial, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I might just walk down and then back up here, because I want you to just get a little view. So Christians, Catholic Christians, Protestant Christians have been spreading that message now for over 2,000 years, for 2,000 years. You're calling some of the little talks I had. My mom mentioned the other day, she told a friend of hers the verse in the Bible, but she wasn't sure where it was, and she asked me, didn't Jesus say it? And it was the one that says, it's harder for a rich man to enter the kingdom than for a camel to go through the eye of a needle. I said yes, and I wrote a little bit about that. I'll link that little book. And so I explained a little bit to her. But her friend said she didn't know about it. This might have been a few years ago. And she said, oh, I'm going to have to find it. And it's interesting. You think after all these years, people would, be familiar with some of those most basic things. And we find out that a lot of people aren't. But what we do, whether we're preachers or got ministries, what we do is oh, brothers, I'm coming off the bridge.
Yeah, we know.
Okay. I thought they were gonna, I guess they got something up there. I thought they were gonna say, we told you not to record. But I waited until the end, I was coming on the footpath. So, even in a simple way, when people share, I'm looking, see, that's the Grogs that way. I guess they're looking for somebody. I have no idea. I guess there was a crime committed. I'm videotaping. Send it to the news. So, in a simple way, all of us share the gospel. All of us share the message. And I guess what I would encourage you to do, just those of you that kind of follow this whole little thing, is as you journey in your life, make sure you make the best of the time that you have. The end of the verse in Matthew was, go into all the world. Go. As much as you can. Communicate the gospel. It's really not about you or I building something big or, ministry. So as you speak the gospel, communicate, walk in love, then you're given the testimony. If I kept walking, I'd be in Harlem over there, but I didn't want to do that's a nice view of the bridge right there. You're going up, and I'm going to walk back and do the walk back over. So how long did we go? Only 6 minutes. These will be a few short ones. When I go too long, yesterday, then I add a lot of verses and I kind of, maybe I'll go back a little bit to some shorter ones. I want to get my friend Nick. It's a pretty walk. I walked that before. I want to get my friend Nick to do a guitar for me. I guess somebody must have robbed somebody. I walked past somebody on the bridge. He didn't look that suspicious. I thought he was going to stop and talk to me, and I was going to, but he stopped because a bicyclist was coming over. But he was heading over the bridge. He wasn't running, but it wasn't a tour walk, I could tell. So you get a nice view, pretty view. I still have some time, so I might still be doing daily videos. But this is something when I have a commitment, which the bridge is a commitment to do the walk, I like to get them done. And sometimes I finish, I'll do a little bit down there. Sometimes I finish, too soon. I get everything done. And then I'm like not looking for what's the next thing I'm going to do. So that's a pretty view. You saw the bridge, and I'm going to walk back over right now, and these will be a couple of short ones. I took a bunch of pictures. By now you'll see the pictures, and I'm going to post them when I get back on the other side. God bless everybody.